Welcome to Megazord Show, where we recap and rank episodes of the Power Rangers television franchise. I'm your host, Nightster, and with me is my co-host, the wonderful American Riely.
Hello, everybody. We are back for yet another week of Megazord Radio. How you been, Nightster?
I've been well, just been chilling mostly. How about you?
Same here. Not a very eventful week. I'm going on a trip this week, so that'll be cool. It won't affect this show. It's a short trip. I'll be back before I'm leaving Friday, and I'll be back before the next episode, but it'll be cool. Going to Wisconsin, going to my good friend Demi Gloom's birthday party.
I do have a trip coming up quite soon that might affect the show. Have to
Uh-oh.
plan in advance. Because in not not this Sunday, but next Sunday, I leave for a um a little family trip to a, a holiday. Not going to say where for obvious reasons. And we're there for 10 days, so we might need to record one or two episodes in advance.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah, because I can't do recordings while I'm there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We got
Yeah,
time.
but we got plenty
But
of time to figure it out. But for right now,
yeah, right now we got some Power Rangers to talk about. Specifically, first off, season 1, episode 55, Second
oh,
Chance, aired May 4th, 1994. Written by Mark Litton, directed by Worth Keeter. Uh, that's the episode. Thanks for
yeah,
watching. Thanks for listening. Goodbye. But
overtime, we're out.
we're morphing out of here. But yeah, here we go. Episode. Man, I've got unstoppable brain fog lately. Start with Ernie. He's at the counter. There's a bunch of little boys. Jason and Zach are watching close by. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, there's been a new Power Rangers release. A quote unquote new Power Rangers release. Have you heard about this, Nightster?
No, I don't think I have.
Just a few days ago on Netflix, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers received a new season, and it is just season 1 again, but with AI upscaled visuals and with a stupid, goofy, like short thing at the end. And it's called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition.
Oh my
And I
god, no. I don't actually watch anything right now on Netflix. I just want to look at the episodes. Oh, what the heck?
they're not labeled by episode name for some reason. They're just by number.
They are now.
Oh, they have episode names now?
I'm not sure if it wasn't before or if
Maybe the
maybe.
UK, maybe it's Netflix UK has the episode names and Netflix US does not. But regardless, yeah, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition. And I actually did watch the Reignition versions today to check it out, to see what it was all about. And you know what? Not terrible, not bad. I was expecting there to be some kinks with the AI upscaling, but it was mostly stable. There were a couple weird color moments, but I feel like those were also weird color moments before, and it's just like a little more off-putting because it's upscaled. But other than that, looked pretty good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to start using this as my new way to consume the series because I was using YouTube before.
Even though unfortunately it's only season 1, so it's only going to serve us for 4 more episodes.
There's some really big differences for us then. I've got seasons 1, 2, and 3.
As Reignition?
Uh, oh wait.
No, I
Oh,
think it's labeled as Reignition now on Netflix, but there's season 1, 2, and 3, and then season 19, which is Reignition.
I know it says 1, 2, 3, and then underneath it says Reignition, which is labeled by number.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So only season 1, unfortunately. But it looks good. I was using YouTube before too, because like the resolution was kind of fucked on Netflix. But now it looks good because they smoothed it out.
Yeah.
One interesting quirk though, they just didn't change the opening, so Tommy's just not in it. It's just the first opening. Either they never changed it or they forgot to change it back after Tommy came back again. I'm gonna guess they never changed it.
I have no idea what they would have done.
But that was one silly thing. And then there's the Mighty Morphin Minute at the end where they just like explain something to you that's in the show. The one for Second Chance was about the morphing grid, and then the one for Fins and Needles was about fucking Rita's Moon Palace. It's just like a TikTok narrator guy being like, "It's the Mighty Morphin Minute. The Power Rangers are powered by the morphing grid." The
God.
morphing grid.
It's like some old Nickelodeon show. That's
uh
what it's reminding me of how you make it sound. It's like the old Nickelodeon um like teasers for upcoming TV shows.
it is kind of like a Nickelodeon promo.
Yeah.
But regardless, Jason and Zach are watching. Ernie is putting up the results for the soccer tryouts. He puts them on the bulletin board. Everybody's looking. All the kids who won are excited. And then we meet a young boy who did not make the team, and he's all sad. And Jason's like, "Hey, Ernie, who's that kid?" And Zach's like, "Yeah, he looks all bummed out." And Ernie's like, "Oh, that's Roger. Roger didn't get picked because I can't pick everybody, and I hate that I have to choose." And Roger walks over and he's like, "Man, I really love playing soccer, but I guess I just suck at it." And Ernie's like, "I'm really sorry, man. Everybody tried so hard." And Jason's like, "Ernie, why don't you give him a second chance?" Roll credits. That's the episode. And then and then Ernie's like, "If it was up to me, I'd give everybody a second chance." And Zach's like, "Hey, wait, isn't it up to you?" And Ernie's like, "Wait, I guess it
Yeah,
is up to me."
it is. Wait a minute, yeah.
So we're gonna do a second tryout. And Roger's like, "Yay, maybe I'm gonna make it this time. Woo." And then we go to the bad guys on the moon. And Goldar's like, "If the Rangers want to help him play baseball, we'll give equipment." And Rita's like, "Yes, make me an evil soccer ball." And Finster's like, "Okay, I have Sockadillo." And she's like, "Will it kill the Power Ranger?" And he's like, "Yes. Once it's fully energized, it'll kill the Power Rangers." And Goldar's like, "Give it more energy." And yeah, they're all like evil, ha ha ha. We're gonna use it to kill the Power Rangers. You get it. Then we go to Angel Grove High. Bulk and Skull are there. They're laughing and being silly. Uh, Brain. It doesn't seem like Bulk and Skull really contribute much in this scene. We go to Tommy's locker. Jason shows up around there. And he's like, "Hey, I heard you got Ernie to give Roger another tryout." So yeah, Tommy just knows Roger and knows of his plight, despite not being in the previous scene.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's like, yeah, that's great. It's really cool that they're giving everybody a second chance. Uh, for some reason, there's just a bunch of direct quotes that are not in quotes in the plot summary, so it's really throwing me off. It's just like a normal plot summary, and then suddenly it's, wow, do you think Roger will make it this time? Which is what Trini says, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And yeah, and like, yeah, we're gonna train him. Zach and Jason are gonna train him. Zach's got a soccer ball ready. And he starts bouncing the ball around on his knees. And then Bulk and Skull walk up, and Bulk steals the ball like a jerko. And then he's like, "Don't you think somebody who knows how to play soccer ought to train the kid?" And Billy's like, "What do you think? You're gonna play soccer, idiot?" And Bulk's like, "Obviously, you've never seen me on the practice field." And Kimberly's like, "I don't think anybody's seen you at the practice field." And Bulk's like, "That's not only practice. I'm too good." So Zach tries to take the ball. Bulk won't let go. Bulk does a soccer demonstration. And Jason's like, "You should probably be careful." And Trini's like, "You probably shouldn't do this in the hallway, just in general, actually." And then Miss
Yeah.
Appleby just so happens around the corner, right as Bulk kicks the soccer ball. The Power Rangers duck out of the way, and then the ball, poor Miss Appleby. Or no, it doesn't hit her, but it flies like an inch from her, and she
I
freaks
could pick
out and
up.
drops her papers. And then when Tommy jumps out of the way, specifically, he bashes his communicator against the wall, and it breaks it.
Oh, yeah. Why can't Tommy be in most of the episode today?
Yes, because he broke his communicator, and that will obviously come back later. But so Bulk and Skull gets attention. They're getting in trouble, and then everybody goes to class. And right before Tommy heads to class, he gets ringed on his communicator, and he picks up and he's like, "Zordon, come in." He called, and he's like, "No, Tommy, you called me." And Tommy's like, "Oh shit. I guess my communicator's broken then. I'll give it to Billy when I get a chance." And Zordon is like, "Acknowledged. Now go get to class, young man." We go to the moon. We get some more exposition about Sakadillo. He gets more power, the more energy he absorbs. All that. It's just the monster explanation, basically.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the school. Tommy's in class. His communicator keeps going off. Miss Appleby thinks it's a pager and tells him to fucking put it away. And it keeps going off. So eventually she confiscates it. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because now he doesn't have his communicator. Ooh. Ooh.
No communicator, no way for the Rangers to reach him.
Crazy. Then we go to after school. Jason and Zach are working with Roger. And it's not really working out. And Roger's like, "Oh man, I'll never be able to do a soccer."
You do a soccer.
And then Rita's like, "Send down the putties and also the monster, even though he's not ready yet, because I want him there anyway." So then the putties show up with Sakadillo, who is not yet a formed being. He's just a ball. So Jason and Zach start fighting the putties and Sakadillo. Roger obviously like gets back. We go to the youth center, where Alpha calls the other three Rangers who are not Tommy, and he's like, "Guys, there's some shit going down. There's some putties. There's a new monster. There's a kid there, so I'm gonna teleport you out of view." And they're like, "Okay." So they get teleported up, and they start fighting as well. Or no, yeah. So they all show up. Trini stays with Roger. The other four fight the putties. Eventually, the putties and Sakadillo retreat because Sakadillo is not fully charged yet, so
Yeah.
it didn't work out. So they go back to the command center, and that's where Zordon's like, Sakadillo, he's becoming more and more powerful. He'll be invincible soon. You can't beat him without the Green Ranger. Which, like, could if Finster had just made Sakadillo like a couple months ago, would the Power Rangers have just been screwed?
I guess so. 'Cause, like, if they need the Green Ranger powers to beat him, then if he was made before the Green Ranger showed up, they had no way to beat him.
Yeah, very. She should have made Sakadillo a lot sooner.
Yeah.
We
Get
go
with it.
to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, get with it, Finster. Get better plans.
Yeah, Finster. Jeez, fucking do better.
Amateur.
So we go to detention. Bulk and Skull are thumb wrestling. Tommy comes in and he's like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "We're doing thumb wrestling. What does it look like?" And he's like, "Where's Miss Appleby?" And they're like, "Oh, do you think she's gonna give you her pager back? She never gives anything back." Uh, and Tommy then is about to sneak the communicator, and then Miss Appleby comes back, and he has to turn around and turn on the charm, and he's like, "Oh, Miss Appleby, would you please consider returning my pager?" And she does, shockingly.
Yeah.
Even though he was there about to steal it like a hoodlum.
Hoodlum.
Uh, so Alpha calls Tommy. Well, Tommy's trying to figure out how to use it, and it's not working. And then suddenly he hears Alpha. "Oh shit, Alpha!" And Alpha's like, "The Power Rangers are getting their fucking ass kicked by Sakadillo right now." Which they're doing, by the way. I guess we didn't mention that. But yeah, they go and fight Sakadillo, and it's not working out. And they call Tommy. And Tommy morphs. They've abandoned morphin out of here now. He just said it's morphin time.
Yeah. They changed it around.
So yeah, Tommy comes into battle. They go to beat him up. But then Rita does the thing. She makes the monster grow.
And this
They
time,
call
the
the.
only thing she says is grow.
She
She doesn't
says
say
grow.
make
Grow.
my monster grow. She just looks at it and just goes, grow. Throws the stuff.
So Megazord and Dragonzord are summoned. Sakadillo is styling on him for a minute. But eventually the Power Rangers regain the upper hand. And Power Sword kills Sakadillo.
Yeah.
Tragic death, tragic demise. Rita's pissed. She's mad at Goldar and Finster and everybody else because it's all their fault. Everybody's fault except for hers, obviously.
Yeah, because she can't take responsibility for her failure.
True. So the Rangers were gone during the second tryouts, and they arrived just as the results are being posted. And Roger made the team, but
Ooh.
actually not really though, because Ernie just made a second team. So he's on like the shitty second string team. He's the captain of the shitty second string team,
Yeah.
but he's on the shitty second string team. and he's like, "Thanks for helping me practice." And then Bulk and Skull are like, "You didn't need to practice. Who needs to practice anything ever? That's stupid." And then he tries to make Skull throw a soccer ball, but Skull has some sort of strange sticky slime that he's playing with that is on his hand. So it gets stuck to the ball and he goes to throw the soccer ball and it like yo-yos back and bashes him and Bulk in the face and they get knocked out. And everybody's
Yeah.
like, Bulk and Skull have concussions. Ha 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 ha. It's da 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 da. And that's the episode. You're on
Jason,
document duty now, by the way. Get that ready.
yep, I am on document duty. Let me just find
You're on docu duty.
Docky Duty. MR Season 1. Okay.
Who's your favorite character in Second Chance?
As much as I wanted to give it to um Tommy because he is in the episode. Really, I can't because he wasn't in it enough. I'm gonna say Zach because not only was he one of the two that helped Jacob um train for soccer and become captain, but it was also his plan that ended up beating Soccadillo, I think was his name, in really came through in this episode.
It's fair. Um, hmm. I think I'm gonna give it to Jason today. He
There.
just he performed well today. I had him and Zach were really nice to train the kid. And I just he fought well during the unmorphed fight. I just I don't know. I enjoyed Jason today. So I'm gonna say Jason.
Favorite scenes.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
um, I think the fight where Jason and Zach were playing like soccer or football, um, with Sockinator and the putties was quite funny. So I might
Yeah,
give it to that.
the unmorphed fight with Sakadillo Ball. I was gonna say that too.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise! I picked the unmorphed fight again.
Crazy. Now we gotta rank it.
Where's your gut instinct?
Let me take a closer look here. Let me take a gander. Herm. I liked this one a good bit, I feel like.
I did too.
Hmm. It's probably better than Crystal of Nightmares, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably not quite as good as the episode where Kimberly has to fly a plane.
That foul play in the sky.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we put the. There we go. So the new number 18, you're thinking?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Coming in at the new number 18, Second Chance. But all right, folks. We got one more episode to talk about here. Episode number 56. Folks, that's right. So many episodes. Fucking On Fins and Needles. Aired May 5th, 1994. Written by Douglas Sloan. Directed by Worth Keeter. The Keats doing a repeat.
Yep.
And then this is the episode that I really like, that I always think is two heads are better than one, but is not. It's this one.
It was a good episode. I really enjoyed it.
So we start off in the youth center. Jason and Tommy are teaching a martial arts class together. Zach and Billy are there just watching. The students do really well. Zach is like, wow, that's great that they're doing this martial arts class. It's a great way to keep kids out of trouble. And Jason and Tommy are like, remember, only use martial arts for self-defense and not just for violence and fighting. And they're like, yes, senseis, and they all bow and they exit. And then we go to the moon, and Rita's like, oh, look at their teamwork. Ew, gross. I want to split them up and make them enemies. And Goldar's like, what if you use the slippery shark? He has a rivalry spell that'll make them mean to each other. And Rita's like, yes, I will do that. And she sends down putties to attack Jason and Tommy as they're just taking a walk in the park discussing their class. And even though Slippery Shark is not around yet, he has a boomerang thing that the putties come down with, and they throw it at Tommy and Jason, and they both catch it. But what they don't realize is by catching it, they're being put under an evil spell. Ooh, spooky.
Oh,
Oh.
there's trouble in the well because Rita's got her spell.
So yeah, they're beating up putties like the badasses they are, but they got knocked down by the boomerang. And then the putties are defeated, but the spell starts. So Jason and Tommy start being like, "Hey, fuck you, man!
I could
I'm
use
mad
your
at you
help.
for no apparent reason."
It's like, oh, I could have used your help. Bitch, if it weren't for me, you'd be dead.
And Tommy's like, "I'm done listening to you, letting you be the leader." And Jason's like, "If you don't like it, you could leave, because the Power Rangers were fine before you got here." And it's like, ooh, mic drop. Damn.
Yeah, but again, to link this to a show that I have mixed feelings on. Um, and it might have been fine before he showed up. However, since he showed up, he's like the goat. Like,
Yeah, literally last episode, Zordon was like, we cannot beat the monster without Tommy. It's literally impossible.
when have you ever seen the Z fighters win without Goku?
Yeah, no, that never happens.
Same here. Like, how are you gonna beat the monster with no Green Ranger? Like, come on now.
What's funny is I compare Tommy to Goku specifically during Turbo, because like 99% of the episodes are the other Power Rangers try to fight a bad guy and fail, and then in the dire moment, Tommy arrives to save the day. And that's the exact formula of like most Dragon Ball Z arcs. Is like Goku is gone because X reason, and the others try to stop the bad guy and they can't, and then Goku comes back and he fights the bad guy.
Oh my god, they're very similar.
And they're both epic.
Debatable.
How dare you?
I dare.
Anyway, fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, alright, that's weird.
So yeah, they're all pissy at each other. Which this is them just stopping acting because they hate each other in real life.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
You know that?
No.
You know, that's a kind of a well-known fact, is that Austin St. John and Jason David Frank were not big fans of each other.
Oh,
They were intense rivals on set. And I think as adults they kind of learned to respect each other a little bit, but even then it was shaky.
Yikes.
Although Austin St. John did like a nice video when he died, where it was like, "Hey, everybody knows we weren't exactly beer drinking buddies, but like we've been linked through this thing for many years, and it's a tragedy to hear that he's passed." So like they had like a respect for each other, but they were not compatible personalities, evidently.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, I know all the behind the scenes shit. I'm the expert. So yeah, they're fighting, and then Rita's like, haha, they're fighting. It worked. So we go to school the next day. Jason and Tommy arrive. Trini and Kimberly arrive not long after. Jason and Tommy start fighting about a locker. And the girls are like, "What are you guys doing? How's the karate class?" And Tommy's like, "Don't ask me. I quit the karate class. I don't want to watch Jason show off my entire life." And then Bulk and Skull show up and they're like, "Wow, haha, they're arguing. That's funny." And Trini's like, "Come on, guys, you gotta sit down and talk things over." And Bulk and Skull come in and they're like, "No, they gotta fight, actually." And Jason and Tommy are like, "Yeah, maybe we do have to fight." And then Miss Appleby shows up, and quickly Bulk and Skull are like, "We were trying to break them up. They're animals. They're animals, I tell you." And Miss Appleby's like, "I don't buy it." And Trini's like, "They were just practicing," or no, Kimberly's like, "They were just practicing their karate moves, right, Trini?" And Trini's like, "Yeah, that's true. What Kimberly just said." And Miss Appleby's like, "Well, this isn't the place to do it. You should know better. Knock it off." And they're like, "We'll settle this later." Urgh. And they go their separate ways. And we go to the moon. Rita's like, "Yes, this is working. And now is the time to send down the shark." And the shark is
Yeah.
like super duper fast. So the command center is trying to pinpoint him, but they can't. They're just like, "We know there's a monster, but we can't. We keep trying to pinpoint him, and we can't. Where the fuck is he?" And that's not good for them. Then we go to the youth center. And now Bulk and Skull are selling tickets for an epic brawl between Tommy and Jason. Somebody buys 20 tickets. Fucking a lot of friends, this guy, I guess.
That must be why.
So
Because
Jason
you
and
only need one
Tommy. Oh,
in.
good.
Because you only need one ticket to get in, and having more isn't gonna give you a better experience.
There's no raffle or anything. It's a tickets for an event. So Jason and Tommy are staring each other down. They've got the evil lightning in their eyes, and they're like, "We're gonna fucking settle this." And Bulk and Skull are like, "Yeah, get him." And they're about to start fighting. And then the Power Rangers show up, and they're like, "Hey, hey, 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 calm it down. Don't fight." And Bulk and Skull are like, "Get out of here." And they kind of back off for a minute. But then Zach gets beep, 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 beeped. So he goes back up there and he's like, "Guys," and he does the gesture, and he's like, "It's time to go. We gotta go." And they're like, "We'll settle this later," and they go. And all the audience members are like, "Where's our fight?" And Bulk and Skull's like, "It's been delayed. Just, hold on to your tickets and we'll get out of here fast." And then they run.
Yeah,
Shout out to Bulk and Skull, repeatable businessmen.
absolutely.
So they teleport to the command center. Jason and Tommy are still pushing around. They're like fighting over who's the leader because they stomach check each other to get to the front, to be like the front of the pack. They push Alpha, and poor
Yeah.
sweet Alpha, who's not even like upset with them. He's just like, "There's no need to push. There's room for everyone."
Uh, that team
Um,
does not deserve Alpha.
yeah, Alpha's a sweetheart. But Zordon's like, there's a shark, and he's very fast, and you gotta beat him. And Tommy's like, Jason, you can stay behind. You can't even handle this shit. And Jason's like, hey, what are you fucking talking about? And Zordon's like, hey, you're under a spell. Stop. Have to go like team up to beat the monster, and that's how you'll break the spell. So the other Power Rangers are just gonna stay behind, and you two are gonna go. And then they do what's funny is so this morph that they do, I saw it out of context once, and I thought it was supposed to be like an epic teamwork moment, but it's the exact opposite. Because it comes time to morph, and Tommy's like, "Hey, I'll take care of this part," and Jason's like, "Don't you? That's my thing. Don't you fucking dare!" And then they both in unison say it's morphin' time.
Oh my god.
So they morph. They go to fight. I almost said Sakadillo. They go to fight Slippery Shark. And they like start talking before Slippery Shark shows up, and they're like, "Okay, if Tommy beats the Slippery Shark, he gets to be the leader of the team. And if Jason beats the Slippery Shark, Tommy doesn't get to be a Power Ranger anymore. He has to turn in his power coin. Kind of an uneven deal, I feel like."
Yeah, I mean, on one end you could have a change in leadership, or the other, you just give up your position as
Yeah,
a
Tommy just
ranger.
doesn't get to be a Power Ranger anymore. In the scenario where Tommy wins, Jason still gets to be a Power Ranger. Tommy's just the leader. Which is a
Yeah,
thing that will happen soon.
like it's happening anyway.
But they don't know that yet. But regardless, so Slippery Shark's like jumping all around, and he's too fast, and he's under the ground and shit. And they try to use the Blade Blaster, doesn't work. Tommy tries to get him, doesn't work. He's very elusive, this Slippery Shark. And then eventually Jason and Tommy come back together. They do more arguing, and they're like, Tommy's like, I think we should get him from down low. And Jason's like, that's fucking stupid. We got to get him when he's in the air. And they're like, let's see whose plan works. And they realize that it's not going to work. And they're like, oh, we got to work together. So they do work together. And then the spell gets broken. And they're like, sorry, bro. I didn't mean to fight you, bro.
Yeah,
So they win the friendship magic. You get it.
friendship wins the day again.
So the other Rangers are watching from the command center, and they're like, yes! And now they're allowed to go morph. So they morph, the six Power Rangers get together. He does his underground trick, but then Zach is able to get him up to the surface with his power axe cannon, and then the Rangers do the power blaster. But in a twist from how it usually works, Rita makes the monster grow before they're done with the power blaster, and then they fire the power blaster, and it just doesn't do anything because the monster is big now.
Just misses because the monster even said missed me.
Miss me. Uh, so now he big. The power blaster was useless. So the Rangers call the Zords, Megazord and Dragon Zord. But Slippery Shark's still real fast, so they're having trouble at first. They can't hit him, but then Jason calls the Power Sword. They're able to use the Power Sword to break his fin weapon, and then they do the final slash, and Slippery Shark is destroyed. And Angel Grove is safe, like, once again, folks, with the
Yeah,
help of the Power Rangers. We go to the youth center. Jason and Tommy are karate teaching again. They get interrupted by Bulk and Skull, who are destroyed. Their clothes are tattered and they're all fucked up because they deceived a bunch of people and then they got the shit kicked out of them. And they're like, you two better fight right now. And they're like, we're not gonna fight. And Bulk and Skull try to force them, but it does not work out for them. And they're like, there's always a better way than fighting. And they shake hands, and the students are all happy. Ba 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 da ba ba. Episode over.
Yep. That's how it ends.
So who's your favorite character?
Tommy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tommy too.
Tommy, absolutely.
He's good at playing an asshole because he was the villain before. So I liked him through the whole episode. I liked him when he was good. I liked him when he was an asshole. I really particularly liked when he's explaining his plan. He's like, if I was in charge, I would hit him down low. Like just like the way he does it, it's really funny.
Yeah. Need to remember the name of the episode so I can jot it down.
On Fins and Needles.
And you were saying Tommy as well?
Yes.
Tommy.
Then favorite scene.
Uh,
I think I'm gonna cop it out and just give it to the Unmorphed fight. I can't think of something else to give it to. Jason and Tommy are the star players for Unmorphed fights, so a duo fight between them always pretty good.
I'm actually going to give it to the scene where they pull out the power blaster and it misses because Rita grew frustrated and grew the monster right away.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It was funny, so and it was new, so I'm giving it to that.
And then we gotta rank it.
It was good.
I do like this one. I feel like I like it more than a Pig Surprise, not as much as Trick or Treat.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that.
Okay, so coming in at the new number 14, it's gonna be On Fins and Needles.
And now I have the job of renumbering
Fixing the
these.
numbers. You are the speed type and master.
Yep. 9, 40.
48
Done.
episodes ranked so far.
And some of them are multi-parters.
It's true. But folks, next time, what are we looking at for next time? We're looking at Enter the Lizinator and Football Season.
Yep. Those are the episodes for next week.
Exciting stuff.
Indeed.
God, 57 and 58 next week. It's still unreal. I never thought we would get this far.
Honestly, me either, but I don't either. But it's been a fun journey, so I'm hoping we can keep this going.
Hopefully. I'm very excited for what comes next. But folks, thanks for listening. Nightster, where can they find you?
You can find me on my solo channel Nightster, or you can find me with Riely and a bunch of other friends on Toku Thrill, where we talk about Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, sometimes Ultraman. And yeah, just come hang out and we'll see you there. Where can they
Well,
find you?
folks, linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. That's RIELY Cinematic Universe. Podcasts, YouTube channels, so much shit you can listen to with your ear holes and watch with your eye holes. It's all cool and great, and you should check it out. And that's about it. So until next time, folks, we're morphing out of here. It's
It's morphin'
morphin'
time.
time.